Listen, man, they call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans.
Yeah. How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan, and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. When we talk about the middleweight division and all the contenders in the division, we all list a few marquee names. And we all know, I have to repeat them, we all know who they are. One name keeps getting slipped out all the time, and I think it's a fault on boxing fans and on us that say, look, what happened to Rubio? Rubio gets his shot now against GGG, and it's a bloody good fight. Ade?
It is a good fight. I want to take the bloody out of it. It is a good matchup. Rubio, like most Mexicans, definitely ain't going to be scared to stand and trade with GGG. That's one thing. Rubio hasn't been stopped for I don't know how many years now. I think he had the retirement against Kenny Black, but again, that wasn't even a stoppage. So he hasn't been stopped for years.
10 years.
But he's fighting GGG. Every time we watch GGG, we're kind of lucky in the sense that we get to see different things. Against Daniel Gill, I saw him get hit. Yeah. I saw him get touched a bit. But what's scary for me is I don't know if I even saw his head hit back. Yeah. I mean, like, he got hit, but nothing moved. So not only do we know he's a slick boxer, not only is a slick boxer, not only do we know he can bang, I think he can take a punch as well. And that's getting quite scary now. It's getting quite scary.
Why doesn't Rubio get the credit he deserves? We've done talk about a lot of things in the division. Division's coming back, division is stacked. We didn't mention Rubio.
We didn't.
Rubio's been around for a good 10, 15 years. Yeah. Rubio doesn't lose fights, let's be honest. Yeah. This guy knows how to get title shots, and he always goes through the ranking and gets mandatory positions consecutively.
You know the problem with Rubio is every time he's taken that fight to get him the world title, i.e. Kenny Pavlik, i.e. Julio Cesar Chavez, he's lost, unfortunately. Don't worry, he's putting up fantastic performances, but almost similar, not saying when I say Paulie Malignaggi, but you know what I mean when I say that. Once you get in a shot, he's got to take one of them, and he's not taking them. That's the problem.
Don't get me wrong, there's no criticism, but look at the British bunch right now. Look at Hatton, Barker, Macklin, and Murray. Yeah, they've all lost 2-3 fights in the past 3 years. Rubio's only lost 2 fights in the past 8 years. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So as much as yes, he's not getting he's doing more than most other contenders, but doesn't get no love for it at all.
Yeah, boxing's this sport now. We know it's this sport where, unfortunately, it's completely controlled by how much revenue you can bring in, both in ticket sales and TV sales. Rubio is, for as much as we like him as a fighter, and he is a good fighter, he doesn't bring in ticket sales, unfortunately, and he definitely doesn't bring in TV revenue. That's the problem with Rubio. So it's almost like TV makes us not like him. Yeah. I almost feel like TV sometimes makes us fall in love with these fighters just because they sell out arenas and put on massive shows. Rubio doesn't do that. That doesn't take away from Rubio's skill set. His skill set is massive. And I expect him to show it in full in this fight.
Yeah, you know, that recently we've got a fight coming up with Curtis Stevens shortly and
I can't pronounce
Hassan Zakim. Yeah. But let's be honest, Rubio's much a better fighter than both of them.
I agree.
But again, this fight is being pushed and that one's not. And I've got a feeling this fight will do good numbers for GGG, but because Rubio's not being elevated the way he should be, I think it might be a slightly drop in numbers.
It's a very good point you make there, because let's be honest, Rubio, although Daniel Gill, most people have Daniel Gill as a top 5 middleweight, he speaks a lot of boxing insiders. Rubio beats Daniel Gill. So in a sense, GGG is taking a step up, but for TV audiences, he might be taking a step down. Yeah. The only thing is, I think Rubio's got that kind of American-Mexican fan base. So that hopefully they're looking at that in terms of GGG's numbers. But again, we get to see GGG, and boy, that's now it's now becoming a treat. Is this GGG's 3rd fight this year? Well, I don't think it is.
Yeah, it is.
If it's his 3rd fight, you've got to take hats off to him. If it is, most world titles now seem to be having 1 fight, i.e. Miguel Cotto, or 2 Mayweather, and get plaudits. Yeah. Not many world championships are taken. Not many world titles. I know he needs to get his name up there, but not many world titles are taking 3 fights a year. That alone is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a very good thing. Another thing as well, what you get on social media, you've got a lot of these GGG haters. I don't think about people that say I'm not a fan. They say, who is he for? He can't fight this guy. Crazy. This guy will beat him. Crazy. This guy will beat him. And I said, I was thinking about it. I said, guess what? If you look at the top 10 minutes right now, take out Miguel Cotto, who's only had 1 fight middleweight, and Stern, who might be going up to 168 to fight Stieglitz. GGG has had the best resume against current rank contenders in the division.
Oh, easily.
So I don't see how people saying that he's not fighting.
And winning. People might say Matthew Macklin because of who he's fought in terms of Martinez.
Yeah, but
Macklin's lost them.
Record. That's a
record. In terms of win record.
You're looking at GGG and saying, well, people are saying he's not great and he's not this. He's fought the best. So whoever you're backing ain't fought as good as him.
Yeah. Look, not only that, but GGG's, Max Kellerman always gets him another question. He always names names. And some people name names for the sake of it. Yeah. He genuinely wants these fights. Yeah. And he's not getting the big fights. It's almost like he would take Cotto, he would go down to 154 for Alvarez. We know he'll do all these things. He'll move to 168 for like Carl Froch. His managers told us this. Sorry, his trainers told us this. Abel Sanchez. He isn't getting the fights. Does he want to fight Rubio? Not really, but what's he supposed to do? He can't wait on the shelf until Mega Cotto decides to really step up and fight him.
See, the thing about this fight as well, like I said, I feel sorry for GGG in a sense, whereas he's a very good fighter, but he's 32.
That's the problem.
He's got to start getting some marquee fights in. Let's be honest. Cotto's not going to fight him. If he does fight him, it's not going to be for now. Yeah. Peter Quillen don't want to fight nobody. Yeah. He gave his belt for it in the bin. Yeah. Let's forget that. Daniel Jacobs, forget that.
We're going to fight Peter Quillen.
If Jermaine Taylor won, are you going to put him in the ring with GGG?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, where does GGG go forward from now? He's either going to have to drop or go up. As much as I like GGG, I think it should be his last fight at the middleweight division.
What, and go up 168?
Whatever, if he goes 154 or goes 168, I think there is nothing left from at middleweight because the guys out there, his peers, are not going to fight him. He's 32 years old. He needs to get the ball moving.
The thing about GGG, I know exactly what fight they're going to try and put to GGG next summer. Look, James Kirkland beats Gabriel Rosado. Yeah. They're definitely going to do a James Kirkland GGG fight purely because it's puncher against puncher. It's an American, so it's got the American audience. I'll buy it twice. The thing for GGG is he's not going to get the marquee fights because the marquee names, they don't want to fight him. They don't want it.
Okay, look. The two fighters out there that are really fights that it can happen is Cotto and Alvarez. Yeah. They're already planning for them to fight mid next year. Yeah. Yeah. So that's going to eliminate one of them. There'll be no benefit in GG fighting one of these guys coming off a loss because the general fans are going to say it's a worthless victory. So I'm saying that if we want competitive fights with GGG and he's not going to get the fights, he has to move forward.
And the problem for GGG as well is that not only is it the fighters saying they're not really mentioning his name in terms of call out. The promoters and managers of the other fighters. Yeah. Freddie Roach has come out and said that GGG doesn't sell 10 cents.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn has said that Carl Froch, GGG doesn't bring that into the table. It's almost like he's handicapped already, not only by the fighters, but the promoters, the managers. And I'm starting to feel sorry for him. So the Rubio fight, it's because literally Rubio was the only one to step up and take that fight.
I do feel sorry for him. I'm saying, again, the only fight that's worth, he can fight Chavez, but that fight will never happen at 160. It has to happen at 168 or 170. So, like I said, there's nothing in there left for him. He's got to make choices in the decision what he's going to do. He needs to speak to K1 and say, look, I want some marquee fights.
What I like about him and the problem for him is that he's going to be putting himself at a disadvantage no matter what he does. And what I mean by that is this guy is comfortably a 160 fighter. Yeah. He's not even the biggest 160 fighter. Going down to 154 is going to be hard. It looks like he probably could do it, but again, that takes something out of him. Yeah. 168 guys are monsters. Yeah. We all talk about him being able to beat the 168 guys, but realistically, them 168 guys are a lot bigger than GGG is. It's a lot bigger.
It's all good on paper saying, oh, it's 168, but that is more than half a stone. Yeah, that's a guy who's naturally bigger. That's a guy who could most probably... No, he's generally... The 168 guys are guys that are around 6 foot and over. Yeah. Middleweights are normally around 6 foot and under. So you're talking about a much bigger frame set.
Everything in terms of height and size. Can Rubio put any dent in this guy?
Yes, but not dents as in damage. Rubio. That's quite good. Rubio is a guy. His game, he's tough. He could box. He goes to the body well. He throws good combinations. So yes, he can fight. He could, and he's a big guy as well. Yeah. He could hold his own ground with GG in the middle ring and trade with him. The difference is when he gets hit, how does he react? That's the problem.
I don't know. Honestly, this GGG guy is actually, I feel privileged to be in a fight, to be able to watch this kid now.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Rubio has a solid skill set. There's nothing wrong with his skill set. You can't watch a Rubio fight how he can't do that. He could do it, but like I said, GG's power is so real and it's been shown now against guys that don't get knocked out, guys that don't get stopped. As soon as they get tagged, they go. Yeah. So Rubio can do damage, but is he going to get a chance?
All right, quick then, how does this fight play out?
I'm going for GGG. and I'm
Surprise.
going for some sort of stoppage.
Really? You think he stopped Rubio? Yeah.
And it's like, again, like I said, I'm not overly on GGG,
Yeah.
but I do think his power is real.
Yeah.
And I do think, as long as the fight goes, yes, you might take it for the first 3-4 rounds. 8, 9, 10, 12 can be very, very painful.
No, look, it's spot on. I want to sum it up, but I don't think I need to. I think Ryan is so spot on with that one. GGG's power, I genuinely believe that is real.
Yeah.
Daniel Gill don't get put away like that the way he got put away.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about that Daniel Gill landed at exactly the same time. GGG blinked, and Daniel Gill went up, didn't want to come back.
Here's the thing with GGG, and what I've noticed in these few fights, he knocks out with straight shots,
Yeah.
knocks out with hooks, knocks out with body shots.
Mm.
Wherever he hits you, he's doing damage. Yeah. Only thing he knocks out with is a jab.
Mm.
Every shot he throws is a knockout blow.
Mm.
So no matter how good you are, unless it's that's it, only thing to knock is a jab.
Mm.
So it's painful.
The only small hole, and believe me, this is not a criticism, it's a small hole that I've seen about GGG's last 4 fights, and I think you mentioned it on the last GGG video we did, the Gill video. He can get hit, you know?
Yeah.
He can get hit. Someone's obviously got to be very...
He takes it well.
He takes it well, that's the thing. And I don't know who's a harder puncher. Maybe a Kirkland. Maybe. Just for the... That would be such a good 3-round fight.
See, this is why I like Kirkland. People say, oh, Ryan, Kirkland ain't all that. Kirkland comes to fight.
Yeah.
He puts on 100 miles an hour, comes at you and throws a million punches and tries to hurt you every single shot. That's a fighter I like. He's maybe not the best technical fighter, but I guarantee he will beat majority of boxers out there because he will smother them with ultimate pressure. Ultimate pressure.
Look, there you go, guys. All right, so look, GGG versus Rubio. Again, with most GGG videos, we didn't really talk about the fight because, well, it kind of says it itself, doesn't it? We think this guy is that good. Look, Rubio is also very good. Don't take us for granted here. Rubio is an excellent boxer as well, but I think GGG is an exceptional boxer. That's the difference between these two. A very good boxer against, or I believe, is an exceptional boxer. But the problem for GGG is where does he go from here? I mean, all the big fights were in 160 or even 154 seem to be kind of almost taken up for the summer already. So it's like this guy's going to have to move up and wait to 168. Carl Froch want to fight? Who knows? Email us at
boxtalk@hotmail.co.uk and don't get to follow us on Twitter at boxtalkuk.
Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe. The numbers are growing. Thank you very much. And don't forget to follow us on ringnews24.com as well. Our videos are on there as well. Guys, thanks for watching another special edition of Boxtalk. Cheers.